Alright, let's pause it right there, and before we begin, I have a beautiful product to somewhat promote to you guys, and I'm actually pretty excited about it. It is a book that I'm sure some of you may know about. It's about reasons to vote for a Democrat. You can buy this book on Amazon with the special link down in the description and in the pinned comment section. They cover things like foreign policy and immigration and, different things like that. It's a comprehensive guide, and it's very thorough, as Ben Shapiro called it. So pick up your book today on Amazon or do some other light shopping. Either way, it helps your boy TB Compilations out very much. I appreciate you all for helping me out, and without all the boring stuff now, let's get right into the film.
That girl thinks she's the queen of the neighborhood. She got the hottest drag in town. That girl, she holds her head up so high. I think I wanna be your best friend, yeah. Rebel girl, you are the queen of my world.
Hello, this is Dustin27 from Boston Antifa.
Oh, well, hello, Dustin. And everybody, let's get to know the Antifas before we get into the clips of them doing everything that they are pretty much contradicting themselves on. I think it's good to give them a chance before we actually roll the other clips. So, let's meet Dustin.
And welcome to our page. So first of all, I'd like to give you a little bit of an introduction about who we are, and then a few rules.
Yes, I'm Dustin from Boston Antifa, an anarchist group. So here are some rules. People, let that sink in for a little bit. These are the people you are up against.
About our YouTube page. So, we are an anarchist group. We're pretty new from Boston, Massachusetts, and the surrounding area is basically where we defend people of color and the LGBTIAQIIA and anybody else who is a marginal person. So anyway, here's our rules. Our Facebook was deleted before, and these are basically the same rules that we had there. No xenophobic, homophobic, bigoted, racist, ageist, misogynist, white nationalist, ableist, transphobic, Islamophobic, anti-Semitic, classist, capitalist, none of that, colonial, no way, sexist, cissexist, white supremacist, xenophobic.
You already said xenophobic.
Queerphobic, fat shaming, or any general hatefulness is allowed on our YouTube. Welcome if you can follow those simple rules. That's all we ask. Okay, now let's go out there and fight, okay?
So, I recently compiled a list of events that have unfolded this year so far, basically proving why what Donald Trump said about the alt-left is complete bullshit. So, these won't be in any kind of chronological order, but I'm going to go ahead and just try to pull some different examples. This is a very long list. January 20th. A right-wing extremist shoots a protester at a Milo Yiannopoulos event at the University of Washington. January 29th. Alexandra Bizante walks into a mosque in Canada during evening prayers and opens fire, shooting 17 people and killing 6 of them.
Apparently Donald Trump is responsible for what happens in Canada as well, so let's just throw that one into the list.
In January, over 40 Jewish centers in the U.S. have received bomb threats.
Now, this is very important here. Now, although receiving 40 bomb threats to the Jewish centers here in the U.S., that is very bad, but this is Boston Antifa that we're talking about here. So I'm going to show you a snippet from a clip that you will see later on in this video, and it is a man wearing a Jewish flag over him being pretty much harassed from Boston Antifa. So let's roll that clip really quick.
I will have your identity, and in your name, I will be donating to everything you stand against.
February 28th, a mosque in Toronto is set on fire by arsonists.
Again, something else that happened in Canada that somehow Donald Trump is responsible for. I think we're done with this clip. Let's roll another one. Yes, back to this clip. So, in this video, as you notice right here, he has a hat on, a Make America Great Again hat, a pro-Trump hat. As you notice, once he's getting bombarded by harassing people, mainly Antifa and, counter-protesters, as the media loves to call them, notice that it somehow just disappears. It's snatched right off his head and thrown into the distance. So back to the Boston Antifa kid that was talking about how 40 different Jewish centers were called in for bomb threats. I think it's safe to say now that they really don't give a shit about you if you are pro-Trump. That's what I've been saying for a long time now, though, that, if you simply do not fit their narrative and you don't talk and believe in the same things that they do, then your life doesn't matter. Look at Milo Yiannopoulos, for instance. He's labeled a white supremacist, an alt-right thug, and so many other things, but he's gay and he's engaged to a black man, so every allegation that they throw at him is almost redundant because that he's proving them wrong every time. But we're in a different video. But by the way, there will be another Milo video coming up sometime soon. Peep that shit. All right, let's continue.
Racist! I will have your identity, and in your name, I will be donating to everything you stand against.
Yeah, like this guy has money to donate. Get back to your traffic median and panhandle, you fucking cock.
Everything
no violence!
just shows how
Get the
sad
fuck out of our fucking town!
has been and
No violence!
to be.
No violence! No violence!
Let's close off from there, the gates. Holy shit.
Oh, man. No violence.
Why are you here?
Thanks for the great picture.
I want to show that people shouldn't be afraid to voice their other views and
Your
voice their
lawyers and
opinions.
family are gonna
You shouldn't be
love
afraid to
your
go
shots.
outside and say you're conservative. And it's pretty sad that things like this happen.
No violence. No
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse
I've been in fights all my life growing up. They don't know how to grow.
So this kid walks in Boston Common and he puts on his Make America Great Again hat. And this leads to ensuing boos. But listen closely to all the different things that are being thrown in this kid's direction for simply wearing a hat. So this kid wearing a red Make America Great Again hat is more offensive than having these thugs that are covering their faces, wearing battle gear pretty much, ready for a riot. That's not, offensive and threatening and whatnot. But it's also the free speech aspect of it. Now, they have every right to be throwing these things in his direction. It's their view. They're entitled to it. They have every right to say that. And I will never, ever, ever want to silence them from doing that. But the thing is that these people are the same ones that are saying that Trump is hateful and all his supporters are hateful people. They're violent. They're everything. Name any book. Cue any kind of name that is thrown in your direction for being a Trump supporter. You lose friends on Facebook. You lose followers on Twitter. You lose family members that are so against you. And these are the people that are also throwing these hateful words in their direction. Personally, I don't understand it. But if that's what it takes to get the shitty people out of your life, then hey, I'm all for it. Let's continue.
Why? I mean, we already talked. Fucking Nazi scum! Fuck you! You're part of the problem!
It was the police are surrounding. As I was going to all the reactions, I realized this is why I came in the first place. The free speech was under attack, and that's
Back it up! Back it up!
Gotta go on their bikes, and this is a tactic that the cops often use to protect, make the great.
Why were you punched in the face? The guy didn't like my hat, apparently. That's what he said.
Why was the woman killed in Charlottesville?
I don't know.
Because he didn't like your hat?
That's a non sequitur, sir. You kill more people? What? I honestly don't know the motive of the driver. I still don't know all the facts.
Fucking virgin!
I will say
Go
that
back to my basement!
what's your feeling on hate group? Back up. On hate group, I don't think that...
You don't think or what?
No, I certainly think that some people do believe in hate and those ideologies because it's a really big world out there. So there's room for all sorts of
How do you feel about hate?
Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck Donald Trump!